Hello everyone, this is kind of a different situation. I am currently in California with my partner and thought I would just get started on the next video because I'm technically on vacation this week and I want to get things going. So this video is going to be 22 goals in 2022 and I will break it down into a few categories and I'll just, again, try to rapid fire this, although I might definitely fail. Hello. Oh my god, it's so bright. It's obvious that I'm no longer in California, and it's also quite awkward because I'm in constant fear that the phone's gonna fall into my face. But in proper New Year fashion, I would like to today set my goals for 2022 live. I'm lazy, so I'll be using post-it notes on a whiteboard today. Both you and I will get to see my goals immortalized, and come December, we will revisit this video and my goals, and you get to keep me accountable for how much I finish. But first, how do you set goals? There are possibly hundreds of thousands of videos on how to properly set goals, so I will not bore you again. I'll only walk you through my principles when setting goals from here. First of all, New Year resolutions are bullshit. I'm not into setting a gazillion unrealistic goals starting on January the 1st and giving up only 2 weeks later, and soothing myself with another gazillion excuses and setting them again in December. I am into challenging but reasonably achievable goals that truly bring value to my life to help me not lose motivation or get bored. They should help me focus on growth, not just goals. And they should synergize to create a better me or a year with more clarity and directions. Either one would be awesome for me. I will try my best to make my goals SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So, with my goal setting philosophy out of the way, let's do this. Now, before I dive into my 2022 goals, and after I shared my 21 lessons for 2021, I would really like to take some time to acknowledge what I've accomplished in 2021. So here is my own scrappy version of 2021 rant. This year, on the academic side, I had my dissertation proposal approved, published 2 articles, participated in 2 competitions, presented in 2 seminars, submitted 1 conference abstract, and last but not least, started law school and ended with a 4.0. On the personal front, I read/listened to 32 books, maintained my channel and uploaded 46 videos, completed my first ever half marathon done in probably the most inclement, i.e. absolute trash, weather, hosted 4 international networking sessions for a group of PhDs and PhD students, reached German A1 level, started regular therapy, launched BioBriefs, a fact-checked news snippet blog with Sciences talking about the latest cancer biology/scientific news, pop culture stories, and controversies. Now that I listed all that, my 2021 was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, I felt shitty about 2022 because I felt like I was such a failure in 21 with so many downs. But now I guess I really feel grateful for what I was able to accomplish despite all those downs. Alright, now on to the goals. Number 1, schedule my defense by the end of the year. I want to graduate in or before May of 2023, so I think it's really important for me to put this on the agenda this year, and it's something to work towards. You know, it reminds me of how near I am to the end when times are tough. The end is near. Number 2, finish the spring semester of my MSL program with a 4.0. This year, I'm finally getting into IB classes, which, if you watch my previous videos, I've expressed strong interest in a career in intellectual property. So I like to immerse myself in the studies as much as I can and do the studies as well as I can. Number 3, construct a career plan before I turn 25. I'm still actively trying to position myself well for the postgraduate market, and with that I must construct or have a plan of what I want to do, and that plan has to be concrete. I did come across a document I think will be really helpful. Maybe I will do a video on that in the future. Number 4. Publish a first author manuscript by September. This ties into my graduation. This project that I initiated and so painstakingly trying to make take off is finally coming into fruition, and I like to see that happen this year. Number 5. Go to work every day before 9 a.m. I have had issues going into work at normal hours because of my depressive episodes. And this year, as I work on my mental health, I really want to make sure that I don't jeopardize my normal work hours. And I also want to cultivate my discipline. Please ignore my restless face, 'cause it's so hard to keep it all together. Number 6. Attend one scientific conference as a presenter. I won't hear back from EB until probably end of February, so fingers crossed. I feel like my project has come to a really good place and it has a really good story to tell, so I'm really hoping that I get an opportunity to present at a national conference. Number 7. Sign up for a patent bar prep course by December 2022. The patent bar is an exam that qualifies individual to practice before the U.S. Office of Trademark and U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. This might be slightly overreaching because I might be working on my dissertation by the time that I do this, but as I said, I'm interested in such a career and I would like to at least have it on the agenda so I can get started if I have the time to do it. Number 8. Plan for the week ahead every Sunday. Number 9. Tidy my computer, room, lab space every 2 weeks. I felt very cluttered over the course of 2021. So this year I would really like to streamline my workflow, streamline my life, and just simplify my life a little bit. Number 10, connect with and interview/network with 20 more people. Number 11, revamp my work note system by May 2022. For the longest time, I have only written down the bare minimum for people to be able to replicate my experiments. So this year, I am really hoping that I can revamp the system, actually write down the why to each and every experiment, so I can really focus on my project and not be diverting my time and attention, and I can really streamline my workflow and it's easier for people to follow as well. And now on to my more personal goals. Learn to assert myself better. This is not exactly a smart goal, but it's something I'm actively work towards improving. I have gotten a lot better since 2020, so I'd like to take it up a notch. I often get too flustered when I'm asking for something or I'm feeling awkward, so that is something that I hope to be better at. 13. Listen to or read 40 books in 2022. 14. Continued weekly uploads for YouTube and bio briefs. Number 15. Complete German A2 and move into B1 by October 2022. The idea of being a polyglot is really attractive to me. Growing up in 2 different cultures, it really made me realize that language is such an important tool in being able to truly immerse oneself in a culture and having the authentic experience of what that is like. And since I've been learning German, this year I would really like to get fluent, and maybe I'll visit Germany one day. I mean, not maybe, I will visit Germany one day. Number 16, take one solo road trip before winter. The most recent solo trip I took was to Norway, which was in summer of 2019. Odd time, I know, but it was truly the best experience I've ever had. Well, now my entry visa expired, so I'm stuck with being within the US borders, but I have never taken a solo road trip before, and I'm really interested in seeing what it's like. Number 17, do some form of meditation, yoga, or mindfulness every night. Number 18, lose 10 pounds and keep them off sustainably. I should say that I feel perfectly content within my body and don't come for me for wanting to lose weight. I only want to lose 10 pounds to actually aid my sports performance and getting my first pull-up. This is something that I feel would teach me discipline as well. I still eat what I want and I eat it in moderation. I'm so happy. Number 19. Continue regular therapy. Number 20, improve my financial literacy / creating a savings schedule by July 2022. On a grad student salary, saving really isn't something that I think about very often. Just in and of the financial restraints themselves, financial literacy is kind of put on a back burner by me. All I did was to put the money I did not burn on housing or food into a bunch of stocks I researched a long time ago, a private 401k, and just savings account. So as I get closer and closer to actually transitioning to, a regular job and changes in salary, I would really like to learn more about how to properly invest and properly grow my wealth. Number 21, FaceTime my parents and my grandparents every week. I feel incredibly guilty that during my years abroad, I really don't reach out to my parents or my family members that often, especially since the loss of my grandfather. It's been really weighing on me. My dad has always complained that I don't like FaceTiming him. Him being the typical Asian dad, we didn't grow up having the best relationship. Despite all that, I still love him because without his strictness, I actually would have never been where I am today. And I know that he loves me and I love him too. So this year I would like to call them more and make them know how much I love them. Number 22, taking classes in at least one new sport by October 2022. In the spirit of you only live once. YOLO! Okay, now the goals are done. I'm going to move them into 3 tiers. First, the must-haves. These are the things I would like to achieve 100%. They are the hard goals I set for myself this year. The core habit systems or goals I want to complete, but I don't want to wait until 2023 to do them. Then, the nice-to-haves. These are things I would like to fully achieve, but wouldn't be extremely upset if I don't execute 100%. Like an above passing 70% completion would be pretty awesome. The rest of them would be the overreach nice-to-haves. I'd like to achieve them if I'm really on top of my shit this year and would have the bandwidth to do so. But I wouldn't be too upset if I don't complete them in 2022. Because although life is short, it is long enough for me to take them off and gain that experience. I personally think a person should only set a healthy 10-ish goals to have a bunch of stuff to work on, but not too much that it get overwhelmed. But like I said earlier, having these priority tiers helps me identify the core things I want to do and the peripheral things that I may have thrown in for a whim, but are still little realistic goals nonetheless. There you have it, folks, my 2022 goals. Oh my god, I hope this video is not like 40 minutes long. Anyway, happy January, and let's make our goals reality and this year the best year yet. See you next week with my first meal prep of the year. Bye.
Till First Avenue, that's when I do.